Good morning, North Carolina High School. Welcome to Thursday, May 28th, 2020. We have 7 days of virtual learning to go, and today is a D-Day. I am here sitting outside of our theater, looking down a very empty hallway in front of our Welcome to North Hunterdon sign here. So today, a few announcements to get us started. First off, summer reading. Students, as another reminder, next week we have our days scheduled for students to return books, calculators, Chromebooks, for seniors that is. Underclassmen, you can keep your Chromebooks, but you need to return all your books and calculators. And if you need to go do a locker cleanout, you can do it during that time as well. A new updated schedule will be sent out today. Some of the time slots have changed a little bit, so take a look at that. That'll be going out in the mail today, in the email, I should say. And I'll explain a little bit more in detail tomorrow. I want to take my time this morning to talk about graduation, which we'll talk about in a second. One more reminder of our North Hunterdon Voorhees Education Association is sponsoring a lunch on Monday for our first responders. So that information should be on your screen right now. If you are a first responder, you can call and place an order this week, and then it will be ready for you on Monday. So check out that information, and it is again a thank you from our North Hunterdon Voorhees Education Association to all of our first responders in the area. All right, so the big news, graduation. I wish I had some better news for you, seniors and senior parents, but it's we did not get the news we were hoping for yesterday in terms of guidance about what we can do for in-person outdoor graduation ceremony. So just to run everyone through this ongoing saga that is graduation, and I feel so bad for you seniors out there and just the uncertainty that has been surrounding this. Just so everyone knows, beginning of May, we didn't really receive any guidance from the state about graduation other than you need to comply with CDC guidelines. So, okay, we were working on some drive-in, some drive-through graduation options for that. Starting on May 9th, we got a letter stating that only virtual ceremonies would be allowed on any school property. So basically, on June 9th, we were told only thing that you can do is virtual, no drive-in, no drive-through, no in-person. And that was on May 9th we received that letter. On May 13th, we received another letter that said drive-in and drive-through graduations are permitted as long as they allow for social distancing and cars cannot be less than 6 feet apart with their windows down. Okay, so we were planning options that looked like that. We had ideas for a drive-in type of graduation here on the baseball field side of the school. On May 22nd, we were told that Governor Murphy was going to make an announcement that would allow for in-person graduation ceremonies. Well, it didn't happen on the 22nd. It happened on May 26th. And on May 26th, we received guidance that said New Jersey schools would be allowed to hold outdoor graduations that comply with social distancing. That happened on Tuesday, and it was said that more guidance about that was going to be coming from the Department of Education later in the week. Well, we got that late last night. We got that guidance, and it is very restrictive. So first and foremost, it limits us to the size that is in the current compliance for gatherings, which currently is 25. So obviously that can change between now and July 6th, but as it currently stands, the size limit for graduation would be 25 total people, including the staff members that would need to be in attendance to make that happen. Now that obviously can change between now and July, so we'll keep an eye on that. They also stated that the outdoor drive-in and drive-through options are no longer options until July 6th. So we could not have a drive-in movie theater style option for graduation until July 6th. And the gathering size for those is also has to be in compliance with the maximum CDC or the maximum guidelines as per the state, which is currently 25. Also, if we do an in-person graduation, we have to do temperature screenings for all guests in attendance. Our plan has to be approved by the Department of Education. And what else do we have here? They encourage multiple ceremonies. So again, if our size limits, we are currently graduating 435 students. So if we have each student bring a guest, or maybe there's another step parent involved or a sibling involved, if they bring 3 guests, we're looking at almost 2,000 people. So we would need to plan multiple ceremonies. And again, if it was at 25, that would be a lot of ceremonies. If it's at, if the size limit goes up to even 250, we're looking at a couple different ceremonies. And then we could do options with that would just include students as well. So we are looking at all of those options. They also encourage the duration of graduation to be shortened to limit everyone's exposure, and everyone in attendance needs to wear face coverings. So those were the guidelines that we just received late last night. I'm going to be reaching out to our senior class officers today, as well as some senior class parents, and setting up some meetings with them to discuss what this would look like for us as we continue to work to meet, to provide the graduation to the fullest extent possible. We are still 100% committed to doing that. We do have a virtual presentation that we have in place that we are ready to use if we decide to go that route. But again, the good news we were hoping for that would allow us to have a large gathering of our seniors and senior parents for a graduation, at this point we have not received. So again, North Hunterdon, I'm just trying to be very honest with you in terms of the hurdles that we are facing. You have, again, my commitment, and I know I spoke to our superintendent. There's the 7:40 bell. Superintendent Bender this morning. He's fully committed to doing whatever we can to the fullest extent possible, but I need everyone to understand that we are bound by the restrictions that we have to comply with that are put in place to promote everyone's safety. So with that, North Hunterdon, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I hope everybody has a great day. Again, I'll be reaching out to some of our seniors and senior parents, and we'll try to come up with a plan based on the current parameters in place. We'll talk to you tomorrow, North Hunterdon. I'll explain locker cleanouts.